And so I've done a few video series on mediation, and what I'll tell you about it is a process that works if you let it work. More often than not, I think that in my experience, 99% or more of my cases, maybe 98% of cases that I have been involved in directly or my firm has been involved in directly have settled in the mediation process. And if you get an effective mediator and you have clients who are willing to be reasonable, you can resolve disputes without going down to the courthouse and save yourself thousands of dollars. So generally what happens is you're going to need to select a mediator you can agree on, somebody with a good wealth of experience, somebody who can listen to the facts on either side of the case and talk about strengths, talk about weaknesses, and talk about places where you may want to compromise, and then do the exact same thing in the other room. And during this third period, during this third quarter, the mediator works the rooms, and he may or she may be gone for up to an hour working on the other side, grinding on them, and then come back in there and you may feel like, wow, this mediator is being tough with me. They're really grinding on me. Why are they chewing on me so hard? Well, that's what they've been doing to the other side for the last 45 minutes to an hour to get them to come to a position of a more reasonable position of compromise. And they're going to do the exact same thing to you. So you've got to toughen up, you've got to have a tougher facade. You got to have it, you got to be willing to deal with the uncomfortableness of the situation. So that way you can persevere and get through and make a compromise. Because one of the best things that happens in mediation is you can get an agreement that you can live with. Because what you get at the courthouse may not be fair. Fair is what you get in Dallas at Fair Park in the fall. What you get at the courthouse is reasonable. And another thing that I heard from a fantastic mediator, Judge Chris Oldner, is that you got to remember the court is locked in by the Texas rules of evidence. If it's a family case, the Texas Family Code. If it's a civil case, the Texas rules of civil procedure, which also apply in a family or probate case. If it's a criminal case, the Texas rules of criminal procedure and the Texas Penal Code. These are inflexible rules that are written by the Texas legislature, the people that we elect every 2 years. And the judge has no authority to go outside of what the rules allow. So even if it would be fair to do so, the judge can't do it. And so when you go down to the courthouse, you get what's reasonable, because what's reasonable is prescribed by the legislature, and that's not what the judge can do. He can't do what's fair. If you're seeking fairness, then you can get that in mediation, more likely than not. But it's hard to get at the courthouse. So, not impossible, but very difficult. And the burden is it's hard to show how that fair result would be comply with Texas law. That's the other critical factor, is that if it's outside of what's prescribed by Texas law, that's an abuse of the court's authority, and then it's something that can be appealed. Then you're into overtime. You don't want that. So, mediation, great opportunity to compromise, to strike a bargain, and resolve a case.